Dad, you remember that video that we did a couple years ago?
A couple years ago?
A couple years ago. That one video that we did a couple years ago. I think it was about snow, and there was a lot of driveways. We plowed a lot of driveways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a great video. But this is the new and improved snow removal video.
Yeah?
Yeah. We've got a cab. We've got edge tamers. We've got cats. More importantly, I have the proper footwear.
No flip-flops?
No flip-flops. I know a lot of you thought this day would never come, but my feet got cold. Unfortunately, there's pros and cons to flip-flops.
Did your feet get cold after you got in the snow?
Yeah.
So it's not like it was a proactive lesson you learned here. It was.
Yeah. Well, let's take a minute to note the cons of wearing boots for a second. There's a rock in my shoe, and I can't just shake it out. It's a big con of wearing boots.
Yeah, it is. Don't wear boots. Wear flip-flops all winter.
Wear flip-flops all winter. Don't take my advice. They're the proper shoe. We should get Old Navy as a
Hey,
sponsor.
we have one more item you didn't mention.
We've got a heater.
We've got a heater.
Oh, we got a new blade.
A new rear blade on the back. Hey, it's a good place for a rear blade.
Yeah,
on the back. Hey, do you want to drive Johnny and stay warm in the cab first, or would you like to stay outside with the camera?
Would I like to be warm, or would I like to be cold?
Tough question.
Tough question.
Da, 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 da,
But
da, da,
I must
da,
say,
da,
I am a little nervous about the rocks, because on all of our other driveways, the rocks all were glued together. On these, they're not. So
yeah. So we're actually trying something new today. We've had a lot of trouble with digging up rocks with the bucket. A lot of you guys have had the same problem too. So we're going to try 3 of the 4-inch edge tamers. Here, let me grab one. So this edge tamer is bigger and better than the other ones.
Oh! Man!
Yeah, it is heavy. It is heavy. But there's 3 of these on the front of Johnny now, and we're going to see if that helps us. Our rocks are really loose. There was a big layer, it seems like maybe 6 inches of rock put in right before we moved here. I think just to make the house sell better.
Did it work?
Lipstick on a pig. We're going to try this and see if this works. And you notice we have another one here in hand. We could actually try 4 if it doesn't work. And we're also going to try the rear blade from Heavy Hitch, inexpensive option.
So are you going to try both at once, or what's your plan?
No, we'll try to use them together to solve the problem.
So both at once?
No.
Okay.
Stay tuned. You're going to have to pay for that.
Am I? You have a cab to protect you.
Yeah, well, you don't have to pay right now. Let's put it this way.
This is real nice wet snow, Dad.
Snowbally snow?
Snowbally snow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to you. You're wearing cotton.
Nothing but a sweatshirt, right? Just a sweatshirt, lightweight. Why you got such a big coat on?
Because you're in a cab and I'm not.
Cab is warm. It really does work. It keeps that wind. See, the wind stop, and then it's actually still warmer in there. Let's go look at the collection of rocks we have in here.
I did used to collect rocks as a kid. You remember that, Dad?
Yeah, I do.
Not these kind of rocks, though.
It looks like I've got several on this side, Katriel, that I didn't even see I was collecting. Now, I say there's several. There really isn't that many. I've driven the whole length of the driveway. Yeah, I mean, Katriel, this snow, we wouldn't even try to plow this. I mean, we've only got like a couple inches on here. So it's barely enough for a good snowball fight.
I don't know about that.
I find that the edge tamers work very well. They don't work perfectly, but I don't know of anything that works perfectly on a loose rock driveway.
Yeah. If you had a lot of snow, if you had like a 1.5 foot of snow and you were trying to get it down to 3 inches, this would be perfect.
Yes, and on concrete it'll get it down to an inch. For having driven, what, 200 to 300 feet, you know, I had maybe 2 or 3 handfuls of rock. I think that's pretty good. And I was actually driving it in the float position, and trying to keep the bucket level indicator right even with the ground, and that seemed to make a big difference. Again, when we're trying to pick up just 2 inches of snow here, I think if I was trying to pick up a foot, I'd raise it up just a little bit more. I'd get less rock. I wouldn't worry about that. I'd pack down an inch or so and take what I needed to get so I could get my cars in and out. Overall, I'm actually pretty impressed with these things, just like I always have been, but we just don't need to be out here. Now, some folks have said, hey, just let it pack down. Don't even, you know, try to remove snow like this, and I think that makes sense too, but where we are, typically it melts off.
Or if you pack it down, it either melts off or it becomes ice.
Yeah, but it's going to become ice, you know, but typically we don't, it'll, before the next snow gets here, it'll all be melted off anyway.
Hey, why are you kicking me?
Oh, hey, the blade will be best on the concrete up there.
Yeah.
So let's try that. So I actually have pretty good visibility in the cab. Lesson number one is that it's a lot easier to remove snow from concrete than it is from a rock or gravel driveway. I'm going to tighten up this turnbuckle on the 3-point so it doesn't swing sideways.
Dad, it was a lot more pleasant to be doing this out here about half an hour ago.
Is it getting colder?
It's getting real cold.
We really haven't had enough snow to actually plow. So this has kind of been just playing in the cold. Hey, speaking of the cold versus that, you want to try the cab?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
You might want to go around, yeah. This side, of course, has the hydraulic lever in the way, and that makes it a little more difficult to get in. Is it warmer in there?
It's warm. I forget that I can talk in here because of the mic, but I can talk, and you still have to listen to me. Okay, Dad, how do I do it?
Unfortunately, I can't hear you.
I need some education
On?
how to do it.
Oh, you're going to do some plowing?
Oh,
Okay.
am I supposed to not?
Sure you can. I'll angle the plow the other direction. You can drive up, back up next to the truck, and just work that way.
Gotta get some of Dad's Pepsi.
Now folks, there's no question that it's easier to use a front-mounted blade. No one would argue that. But this blade's doing a great job. And it's a lot more cost-effective than a front-mounted blade.
My neck hurts a little bit, I gotta say.
Is it warm in there?
Yeah, it's nice and warm in here. This is the best job all along. No wonder Dad wanted to drive the tractor. It's so warm in here.
You know, folks, snow removal is one of those jobs that, can you really do it wrong? It doesn't really matter how you do it. It doesn't necessarily even matter if you get it all done. Just get it good enough. Enjoy it. Don't try to be a perfectionist. So I asked her to try to spread it out. So it's got that little hump that she's put on there. I said, hey, just don't put it all the way down quite, and maybe it'll spread it out here, and it just won't leave a big hump there, and we can not worry about it. Yeah, that's kind of doing it. I wanted to show you this blade a little more up close, Katriel. Remember from our gift ideas video, we showed that just had it. Well, this just plugs straight into your heavy hitch. Mm-hmm. Notice that you can get the heavy hitch in black. Let's say you don't have a green tractor. Well, you don't want a green heavy hitch, do you? This one is in black, just to show you that. This is an offset version, and it has something different that I've not had before. Now we can move the goosenecks with this heavy hitch. I forget what the name of it is, but it's just one that we've not shown before on the channel. We'll show it moving the trailer at some point. Come on, wimp. There you go. Now, angle the blade however you like. Yeah, see the ball here? You're doing good on that down there, but this ball right here, see, you'll have to force in to get that ball to depress. It's probably, yeah. So the reason you want the pin up here is just because it's going through that big 2-inch solid steel. Yeah. It's going to be a lot stronger that way. Works nice. I found the blade to work incredibly well. This is a deal, guys. If you've already got a heavy hitch, then $325 minus
coupon code TTWT
for
5% off.
That's right. Then if you don't have a heavy hitch, this is a good excuse to get both, right? Because the combination here is about the same price as most rear blades. So you can get a heavy hitch and your rear blade for the price of a rear blade.
There you go.
Make you feel better doing it all by yourself?
Yeah. Well, Dad, I gotta say, that cab really works.
It really does. I was really worried about the ventilation holes and everything.
Yeah.
But it's plenty warm.
Definitely.
And it is chilly outside.
It is. Do you need to put your hands by the fire here?
Yeah. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah.
Jack Frost was nipping at my nose, that's for sure.
Yeah, mine too, before I got in the cab.
Okay, so that's really the main thing we learned, is that being in front of the fires.
The best snow removal system is the cab.
Yeah.
I think that's what
it makes you much more relaxed about the job.
Yeah.
That is an interesting point. The rear blade worked very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not as good as a front blade.
I sometimes felt like I was gonna hurt the concrete because I realized I had to put it down like farther than, like I couldn't just leave it touching. I had to like put some pressure on it downwards too. Yeah. But when I did that, then it almost cleared everything off. Just like it's totally gone.
Now remember from our Christmas gift ideas video, there's the rubber cutting edge from Artillion.
Yeah.
you can put on there, and then it wouldn't scrape like that. I mean, it would still get all the snow off, but it wouldn't make that noise.
So you're telling me that we changed the tires on the tractor for this video, but we didn't put the rubber blade on the blade.
Folks, did you see we got the new front tires from Carlisle, the Versa Turfs?
I just gotta make fun of you for something.
Yeah. No, we didn't put the rubber cutting edge on. The edge tamers, they really make it easier to keep it out of the rocks. Loose rocks, it's just not perfection. You're not going to be able to take the snow all the way down to the driveway and make the driveway look like a concrete driveway. You just can't do that. And those of you that have had rock driveways, crushed stone driveways for all these years, you already know that. The edge tamers do make it much easier. I could actually put it in float today, tilt the bucket either flat or up just a tad, and I was able to go along there without getting any rocks. It was when I was trying to get a little bit more aggressive, you know, and say, hey, maybe I could get just a little bit lower, that I would finally jam it into the rocks. It actually worked pretty well.
Well, Dad, hopefully there'll be some more snow sometime over winter break so that I can plow it and you can be outside watching.
Yeah, I definitely agree that being the camera person is the worst job. But let's don't tell Christy. Let's just have her do the camera job for next time.
Okay.
Maybe I can be in the Gator and you can be in Johnny.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to supervise in the Gator, right?
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. I know we had a good time. Hey, we had to wait till after 9:30, just like Katriel said, because
9:30 a.m. is still the middle of the night.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
Hey, Martha.